Hi everybody, my name is Eeshaan Kashyap and I'm here to show you some very simple techniques and recipes as waste being the ingredient for Condé Nast Traveller India's Dine and Drink Festival. Let's get started. I'm going to show you first how to make a homemade limoncello. The idea is to use simple vodka. You can get it easily. Use the peels of lemon. I am also making a Turkish lemon preserve for which essentially all the peels need to be taken out and the preserve would probably be ready in 2 to 3 weeks, but the limoncello is delicious with the peels. I'm going to show you. It's super simple and then that can be probably stored in your refrigerator for a very long time or as a gift. So let's get started with that. I'm going to take around 6 to 8 lemons. You can even take a Gondoraj, which is very beautiful and fragrant. The peels are essentially what we need because the alcohol will really get infused into the peels of it. Anything which is essentially porous, maybe like coffee beans, coffee powder, herbs, citrus peels is best to make infusion. You can use gin, you could use vodka and even bourbons to make a good infusion at home. So nothing genuinely goes out for a waste. So first I'm going to just, we're preparing two things. We're preparing a Turkish lemon preserve where I use it very often because I use the preserve for stews and even to make lemon risotto. It's delicious. So the idea is to make the skin slightly thin and take all the peels out. You could even grate it. Honestly, I even use a lot of zest from lemon to Gondoraj, grapefruit, pomelos to kind of cold dry them in a dark place and use salt. So you even can make citrus salts for your tequilas and for your mezcal or margaritas. It's really good. The other very important thing to note while taking citrus peels is that try and take the peel out as thin as possible so that the inner lining of the pit, which is the white skin, is not really stuck to the citrus peel because that may make the infusion slightly bitter. It's okay to have the white part of the skin for the preserve because the salt will really cure it, balance it out and make it softer and all the essential oil will be released. So here the lemons are there. So here are all the lemons which I'm going to put it here and these are the peels. So I'm going to cut the lime just very simple, just into half. And I'm going to give you the exact recipe for the ratio of the lemons and salt. That's all you need. You could probably infuse it with some herb or spice as you like. I'm going to take this bowl and add this here. Make sure that you use a glass container because it's just better. There will be a lot of moisture which will come out essentially of the lemon. So always keep a little space in the jar and keep tilting it so that every part of the lemon is exposed. I'm just going to put some sea salt. And just leave it before I put it into the bottle for almost half an hour so that the salt kind of dissolves gradually. And I'm going to show you what I made around 2 to 3 weeks back, which is right ready here, so that you kind of get an idea. Are these preserves? So this is the same recipe in a glass big jar, and I keep tilting it so that each part of the lemon gets preserved. And you'll see later, once you take it out after almost 3.5 weeks, and I normally store it in a darker place, not really in the sun because I want them to really get preserved slowly and the moisture almost becomes very syrupy, so it's delicious. Now the best part are the lemon peels which are here. I'm going to just cut them very roughly because I don't want to have a very proper cut. If whatever you enjoy, you could do that. I'm going to add all the peels into a large container. There's also a trick, let me tell you. on your one of the palms, just keep a little slices of the citrus. Just tap it a little bit. You know, it kind of is a little trick, is a little performance, but it also extracts all the oils out. So we're going to just peel all the citrus. To these, I'm going to add caster sugar. I've tried different variations of sugar, but this works the best. And now I'm going to put vodka. There you go. This needs to sit for 2 weeks and your limoncello would be ready. Definitely give it a stir so that everything kind of gets dissolved. And this needs to go in your favorite bottle. Absolutely try it. Make sure you mark it on a date so that you don't forget. And a week to 1.5 weeks is just perfect. I normally like to infuse it really longer so that I feel like there are more flavors coming out, but 5 to 7 days is more than enough. If you keep it more, it may turn bitter. So I'm going to use a couple of these stems in our mixture of vodka and lemon peels for the limoncello. And the same thing I also do with thyme and any fresh dry herb. I'm going to use this decanter. So our decanter is kind of ready, and I'm going to label it very quickly so that I remember after 2 weeks we need to use this for our brunch. So I'm going to show you the first cocktail, which is perfect for this weather, perfect for Christmas, and perfect in between a cocktail and a dessert. No problem. We're going to use our limoncello. We're going to need a cocktail shaker, or you can use anything at home, honestly. The idea is to kind of mix all of them together. Nothing is super complicated. And of course, do as you feel like, as long as the proportions are correct. But it's okay even to kind of add a little bit extra alcohol. Always check your shaker, it's kind of locked, and then alright, you take your favorite glass. We're gonna add our Limoncello Martini right here. You can even sip it absolutely straight with a little dash of your zest. I'm going to top it up with some meringue, almost like a dessert, and make it festive. You can use a siphon, or in case if it's too complicated, anything which is easy for you. And now I'm going to garnish it with some fresh zest. I think that's the best way to the limoncello with peels of lemon, a little bit of meringue, and lemon zest is ready. We made it slightly nutty with a hazelnut flavored liqueur. You can make any twist to it, and hope you enjoy this cocktail. My next recipe is absolutely delicious. This is coffee which is used, the coffee powder from the machine or your French press. I collect all the powder and I'm going to infuse my gin with coffee. The idea is to make a very strong and delicious Negroni. I bought this coffee from Madurai, so this is the last batch of coffee that I have. I love espresso, and from the machine, I never throw coffee powder. You can use it for your soil, for your plants. You can even use it for scrubs. And at times I've even infused it with chocolate to make a jus with lamb. So it was coffee chocolate jus. Never throw coffee can be used. So this is right here. This is fresh coffee from the machine. I normally put it in an airtight container. And I normally aerate it a little bit so that there's no mold which forms on it. But this one is a very, very simple one. I'm going to add the moist coffee powder. I normally like to have a dark roast so the color also becomes really amber for the gin. That's all. You just need one ingredient, coffee, which is left over, which has already been brewed from the machine. The pores are already opened up. And I'm going to use some gin into it and keep it for almost 2 days and use a filter paper to kind of extract it out. So super simple. Make sure you kind of mix it well, store it in a bottle, or even like a cold brew, keep it in the fridge for maybe overnight and strain it the next day. Depends on the quality and the type of bean that you're using, but a coffee flavored Negroni or maybe making it into an espresso martini using vodka is really, really nice. I'm going to show you how it looks after filtering it. This is the color where I double filtered it, and here I have my coffee infused gin. But here it's super simple. I'm going to use only 3 ingredients. I'm going to use my coffee infused gin. I've got a mixture right here of Campari and sweet vermouth, and there's a little different way how I serve it, so have a look. It's also good to use a dry gin because it kind of gets the extract and flavors of the coffee really, really well. Avoid using something which is very floral, very fruity, because it will kind of conflict with the purpose, the idea of making a coffee Negroni. So it's good to use dry gin. Now I'm going to show you how I serve it. I normally take a little espresso coffee pot. This is our lovely coffee Negroni ready, and this is how you enjoy it. I hope this was super easy and you guys are going to try it out, because this is one drink that you would really enjoy. Perfect to start the evening. A perfect aperitif drink is right here, in between a coffee, to just wake you up and get you ready for the weekend. I hope you enjoyed the entire session and the little tips to make your bar game really upgraded and enjoying waste as an ingredient. Cheers to that.